Madam Chairperson, Mrs. Roxanne Pasal Mohammed, Madam Principal, Mrs. Sharon Harding, Representative of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Hendrickson Obla, the Principal also of Rochelle Douglas Presbyterian School, Representative of Tutor, Mrs. Diane Seni Sanana, PTA President, Mr. Danish Rampasoon, Senior Teacher, Mr. Isam Ali, specially invited guests, members of staff, parents and guardians, ladies and gentlemen, and last but not least, pupils of the graduating class of 2023. Great morning to each and every one of you. Firstly, let me just say very quickly, it's an honor to be chosen as your featured speaker here today, especially on the topic of making our dreams a reality. Because this is something that I live every single day of my life. And it is something that I teach everywhere that I go. So for the next couple of minutes, just for a few minutes, I'm not going to be too long, but I'm going to be as clear and as concise and possibly as motivational as possible, especially to the graduating class. I just want to share a few key things with you all. And I start off by saying, all things are possible to them that believe. I'll repeat. All things are possible to them that believe. In life, most of us do not go on to achieve greatness or achieve success because of the lack of belief. Do you all believe that? Isn't that ironic? Right? We do not believe, and we do not believe big. Now, it may be because of various factors in our life that are influencing us in various ways, be it our environment, our peers, our family, the homes that we come from, our background, our community, right? It can be various things that is influencing that. So with that being said, I, over the last couple of years, have been able to come to terms with living by the saying, all things are possible to them that believe, or to him that believes. Because the more that I started to enhance my belief system, is the more that I started to see my situation change. It's the more that I started to see results, and the more that I started to see success. So I'm going to share with you a few key points this morning from my book that I released actually last month, that is titled Self-Mastery 2.0, Unlocking the Secrets to Your True Potential. I begin with point number 1. Gratitude helps you to see the hidden value in the small things in life. Now, yes, I know we're talking about dreams, right? But in the line of success, in the line of achievements and goals and dreams and everything, anything that you do in life, you must always start at the point of gratitude. Why is that important? Because sometimes we get so caught up in focusing on the achievements and what I want to become and what subjects I want to excel in and what profession I want to go into. And we are looking at the bigger picture of life, which is good. Nothing is wrong with that. We'll get to that shortly. But that's very important. But it has its own place, right? We get so caught up in that we forget about all of the things that we already possess. We forget about all of the things that we already have and that we are already gifted with. So, in life, again, I've learned, because everything I'm sharing with you is from experience, right? I don't speak about things that I'm not experienced. I've learned that we must spend some time on the things that we already have access to. Look at them, focus on them, and say, here's what. I am grateful. I am thankful. I am appreciative. Because in the larger scheme of things, when you are focused and you're looking at the bigger picture, you are not realizing that the little things in life is what makes you the most happy. Have you ever realized that before? The little things sometimes that may put a smile on your face, right? We take it for granted. Like, I heard of one time, there was this individual who was very, very stressed in life. And, for whatever reasons. And they were complaining all the time about, this is not working and that is not working and, everything in their life is not working and nothing is not going good. And have you ever heard anybody like that before? At that point, it's supposed to say, yeah, me. Right? Because that is the majority of the room that is sitting in front of me right now, including myself, right? There was a time for that. So, this
stressed all the time and complaining about everything that you could find. And then they started to walk through a room and they came to this table and they sat down. It was an engagement and they were having a conversation. And while they were talking, there was this couple seated at the table and having a conversation. Children, I want you to pay very close attention to this. While talking to the couple was smiling and they were happy and they were excited about life and they were grateful and they were joyous. And this gentleman starts asking them, what is making you all so happy? And they were like, well, we are happy to be alive. He was like, happy to be alive? What is there about being happy to be alive? Right? I'm alive, but I'm definitely ain't happy. Right? See what the children slowly have on cry, right? It says, I have life, but I'm not happy. And then they said, they just, both of them, actually had major surgeries for cancer. One after the next, right? And this is a life-threatening thing that everybody knows about. But they came out of these surgeries and they were able to recuperate and they were able to get back to a point where they felt very healthy. At that point in their life, the only thing that mattered to them was that they were alive and they were well. But you see, again, coming back to the point that we are not grateful sometimes for the things that we have because we are so focused on what we don't have. So shift your mind and shift your focus onto the things that you do have. Right, kids? Quick example for you, right? Is that in this day and age of technology, I keep hearing everybody talk about technology and social media, right? So that's something I'm really big on. You don't abuse it, but you use it. And if you use it effectively, it can take you very far in life. One of the reasons I've gotten very far in life is by learning how to utilize the power of social media. Now, you all have things like phones, not so? Ready to class? Yes? No? They're waking, right? Yes, that's fine. Yes, we have phones, right? You all have maybe computers? Yes? Oh, great. That's so wonderful, eh? Right? I want you to take a quick look at everybody that is seated in the room around here, right? Still, take a look at these individuals here. And I want to ask now, this side of the audience, how many of you, when you were their age, you had a phone? Show me your hands if you had one at their age. You all seen this, right? All of you that are here, who here had a computer when you were their age? The first, right, you all see that, right? You can get that here now. The first phone, right, the first phone that we had was the size of a pill bucket. To start with, you can hold it with one hand, you have to hold it with two hands, and hold it like this, and you're running all outside the house and you're looking for signal. Yes, you all know this, right? And then they get a phone and it's small and have a big head and looking like an alien. We call it an alien phone. Literally, that's how it was. Nowadays, every phone has a camera. Every phone is touch screen. Even the older folks use a touch screen phone now, right? I want to show you, the power of what you have. I'm not too far from your age, right? I'm right there. I did here a couple of weeks ago, right? And I never had a computer when going to school. Not just primary school I'm talking about, secondary school. Mind you, right, I want to tell you that because sometimes people see me and they're like, he's born with a gold spoon. I've heard that many times. But people do not know the challenges and the struggles that you face in order to become who you are. Any time in life that you see somebody successful, bet your bottom dollar that person walked through hell and come back. I'm telling you because that's the reality. And I can only tell you that because I've lived it. You do not get to the next level in life. I'm not going to be flowery. I'm not going to say, life is going to be beautiful. And you're going to go on to excel and do wonderful things. Now, no offense to the people that will tell you that, by the way. Yeah? But I'm not going to just tell you that and not tell you the truth about life. Because a time is going to come when you're going to look back, when you start getting older, and you're going to say, wait now, they were lying to me all the time. My parents, everybody was telling me, things are going to be nice and beautiful. No, the truth is, it's not going to be like that. But let me tell you something. You can change that. Do you know that? If you know that, say yes. If you don't know that, say no. Okay, good. So all of you know that. You have the power and the ability to change that. You have the ability to decide who you become, right? So, point number one, gratitude helps you to see the hidden value in the small things in life. So point number one is what? You want to be grateful. Repeat after me, say it, be grateful. Good. Number two, you want to set goals for yourself. How do you change your situation? By setting goals for yourself. Because if you keep doing the same thing that you've always been doing in your life, then you'll keep getting the same results. Einstein wrote, he said, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. That is termed as insanity. So you want to set goals for yourself because this is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. No doubt. The only thing that separates you from becoming extraordinary is by setting goals, having a clear, definite picture of what it is you want to accomplish in life. So I want to ask the graduating class very quickly, right? How many of you are certain and you're firm and you know exactly who you want to become in life? By a show of hands, graduating class. How many of you know you want to be a police teacher, doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever? How many of you are sure this is what I want to become? Alright, that is great, right? That's amazing. When you're a child, you have the power of something called an imagination. Say imagination. I want as you go through life that you do not allow anybody to steal that from you. Can you all do that favor for me? Don't let anybody take that away from you. Not your parents, not your friends, not teachers, not anybody that you interact with in this world. Because let me tell you something. There are people in this world, I'll tell you a secret, and for the ones in the room like that, oh, Jennifer. So, they are called dream snatchers. Right? Hopefully we don't have anybody like that here. Everybody looks like they are wonderful people, right? They are called dream snatchers. They're going to come into your life. Thank God for big. They are going to come into your life. This is the truth. This is the truth, right? They are going to come into your life and they're going to tell you you can't be. They're going to tell you that you can't do. They're going to tell you that you can't become. I am here to tell you that you can be, do, and have anything that you want in this world. Do you believe that? No, not like that. Do you believe that? Yes. You have to say it like you actually believe it. You can't be saying, yeah. Like you now get up and you want to go look for a piece of roti. Right? That is how most adults are currently living their life. And if you don't change that now, you will become like them. Do you want to be like them? Have you seen some of that before? You see them in your house when you go in the evening. Instead of watching TV, looking for a piece of roti, I'm like, wait, I'm so exhausted. I'm tired from coming from a day's work. It's the reality. But nobody is waking up to say, let's change that. Everybody is like, when they wake up Monday morning, what do they say? Oh God, Monday again. You all laugh, right? Because that's exactly what you do as well. And when your parents come out, get up and go to school, wake up, organize yourself. What do you say? Mommy, my belly hurts. Daddy, I can't go to school this morning. How do I know? Because I made the same excuses as well. Right? I've lived this life as well. My secondary school, as a matter of fact, is not too far from here. I went to Barbados 7 years Valley. Well, secondary, right? So, the reality is that we will go through life and you will see these things over and over and over. And if you don't change it, then it's going to remain the same, right? When you see your parents, if you see them tired and exhausted, they are allowed to be sometimes, right? Not all the time. But if you see them and I want you to go and tell them, you remember what Balmesh Sieunarine graduation? Change that. If you want to have better, you must do better. You can't do the same things over and over and expect different results. You want to set goals for yourself. I've learned from being around multi-millionaires, my certain hours changed, and the people that I associate with are very, very successful. Extremely successful. There was a time in my life when I didn't think that that was possible. Not just from Trinidad and Tobago, but on international platforms as well, right? Now, it's not just about money, but it's about who they had to become in order to get the money. Now, people might tell you sometimes, they'll be like, money is not everything. Money doesn't buy happiness. Let me tell you something, you buy the wrong thing. That's why. If you was using it to buy the right thing, you would definitely be happy. I literally just came back from a tour, right? In the US and Canada. And I just sat and drove in a McLaren, right? I sat in a Mustang. I experienced things that stretched my mind
and took me to a completely different
Friend, level.
If you take the money to experience
The right things.
life, then what will happen is that you see the mic
You can't even handle.
the vibes, right?
They might not even.
Really, right? In life, that is how
You gotta become, right? Don't let anybody kill your.
it's in life. Now, when it comes to setting goals, right? So I'll remove the mic, right? Because I can do it without the mic. So as I was saying, when it comes to setting goals and dreams, everything that I'm experiencing currently in my life, if I'm about to blow your minds. So I shared this with my cousins and stuff, right? Everything that I'm experiencing right now, I wrote that down 3 years ago. Do you believe that or not?
Yes, I believe.
Word for word. I wrote it into existence. Right? There are some people here that actually know me from way back when. I wrote it and I believed it and I spoke it when it was not working. In school, sometimes your teachers teach you to write something when they give trouble. What it is? I don't think you give them pedants anymore. If you give them that, they'll probably give it secretly. And nobody knows, right? So that I will not talk in class. Right? And that's how it goes. I remember I used to get pedants, even though I was a good child in school, right? I wasn't having nothing. But when you're young, all kind of things happen, right? So they teach you to write that, but I'm going to tell you something a little bit different today when it comes to setting goals. You want to write it down and you want to write it in the present tense as though you are already achieving it, right? For example, you want to say I am. Anything that you start with I am that is followed by I am, if you say it long enough, if you believe it, and if you work towards it, 3 things. You say it, speak it long enough, you believe it, and you work towards it. Eventually, there's a high possibility that it's going to become a reality. You want me to show you how? Because you already been feeling negative things in your life. When somebody asks you how you do, well, I just getting by, things ain't working out, I don't know, things hard. People like that, you ever see things getting good for them? Never. Why? Because they are speaking it every single day of their. Exactly. Change it and start saying what? I am happy. Repeat it after me. Say I am happy. And say it like you mean it. Everybody. I am successful.
Successful.
I am wealthy.
Wealthy.
I am wise. How do you feel after repeating that? It changes your entire chemistry. Every day when I start my day, that is how I begin my day. Now, somebody asked me a couple of days ago when I shared that, they said, is that lying to yourself? I laughed and I said, no. I said, every day that you live, you lie to yourself. You know why? Because you are telling yourself that you have limits. You are telling yourself that you are only good in this job. You are telling yourself that you cannot become more, you cannot achieve more. So every single day you are lying to yourself. Change your lie and start telling yourself the truth. You know why? Because you are a spark of divinity. You are part of that divine expressing itself in human form. As I said before, you can be, do, and have anything that you want in this world, right? So number 2 is setting goals, and number 3, belief, right? I normally don't work with that script, right? But sometimes you need other points, right? Because I will keep going and I'll just forget exactly what it is I want to talk about. So number 3 is belief. An interviewer once asked one of the highest paid actors in the world by the name of Shah Rukh Khan. I'm sure many of you know him, right? He's one of the highest paid actors in the world and philanthropist, right? She asked him, she said, why do you always say that you are the best? You know what his response was? And this is something I've never, ever, ever forgotten, right? Because he's my favorite actor as well, right? He said, if you don't believe that you are the best, then no one else ever will. Wow. Isn't that powerful? Every day of your life that you live, if you think that you're not good enough, what message are you sending to everybody else? I am not good enough. I'll share a secret with you all today, right? Of course, I didn't plan the speech. I never planned, right? Because I never know what vibration I'm going to feel. I never know what I'm going to experience in the environment that I go in to. And I will never be authentic. But when I come here, do I come with fear? No, I do. When I step onto the stage, this has become something natural for me because I've trained my mind and I've trained myself to follow through with it as well, right? I am so intentional about my life that it goes exactly in the direction that I want it to. That might sound strange, huh? The people that go on to become the most successful people in the world, their children, and everybody else as well, are the people that become intentional about their life. Start focusing on the things that you want. And that brings me to the next point, right? What you tune into, you turn into. That is something very powerful. I want you to process that for a minute. What you tune into, you turn into. If every single day of your life you are focusing on something that you really don't want to show up in your life, some fear or trouble or difficulty, let me tell you, I can guarantee you, somewhere between 90 to 99%, that is going to become your reality. Change it and start focusing on the things that you actually want. Like what? Making our dreams a reality. If you come into my home, if you come into my car, I've learned something, and that's why I've written about it, as I said before, in my book that I released last month. And a lot of people are getting great value from that right now. Over the last 13 plus years of experience, I've learned certain things. You write what you want, you speak it, and you put up the pictures everywhere that you can see it. I'll leave you with these final points. There are two very powerful things that you possess every single day of your life. If you use it wisely, it will shape and it will change your life, alter it, sending you into the right direction to go on to achieve what it is you want in your life. One is called your eye gate, and the second one is called your air gate. Say eye gate.
I do.
Air gate.
Air do.
Right, I'm talking about your eyes and I'm talking about your ears. Everything that you see in this world every single day, it is programmed in your mind. Every single thing that you are listening to, right, every day of your life, it is programming your mind. Have you ever listened to a song before and you listen to it so many times that the words come to you automatically? Yeah, you're supposed to say yes, right? That was the answer to that question, multiple choice, right? Yes, right? If it is, you listen to a song long enough, it becomes something that is almost what we call a subconscious. I don't have the time to go into that in too much detail. It's something I love to talk about, right? But it becomes subconscious. You want things in your life that you want to achieve to become subconscious for you. Just like when you're driving. When you start driving, most of you will not know, but you will know. When you start driving, it's very difficult. But the more that you drive, eventually you can eat and drive. Eventually you can talk and drive. You shouldn't be doing that, huh? But eventually it becomes, just in case I have any officers in the crew, right? Eventually it becomes so subconscious for you that it's very, very easy, right? We talk about listening, the eyes. Has anybody here, and I want you all to pay attention to this because you may not know this yet. Has anybody here in this audience, you wanted to buy a vehicle, and as you started to think about the vehicle, you wasn't seeing any on the road. But as you started to think about it, all of a sudden, you start seeing that vehicle everywhere. Oh, that happened to you before, right? Oh, so very quickly before I wrap up, I want to tell you why that happens. And if you use this wisely, children, you have this information now. I'm actually teaching this every single day to adults who have lived most of their life already. If you get this now and you apply it, I'm telling you that you're going to change the course of your life. And in years to come, you're going to meet me when I'm an old man, but still looking young, because I'm going to change that, right? You're going to alter that, right? You're going to come and tell me, you told me this long ago and it worked. That is happening because of something in your brain. This is not even mystical, it's not beyond, this is science. There's something in your brain that is called the reticular activating system, the RAS. They don't teach you that in school, right? Forgive me, right? They didn't learn that in school either, right? So the RAS, or the reticular activating system, what that does, it's a filter. You all ever strained rice before? Yeah? Sometimes it's here, every day, right? Hopefully not, right? But you strain rice, right? That is like a filter. It filters out what you want from what it separates from what you don't want. The RAS in your brain, it works like this. Whatever you feed it more of, over and over and over, your brain starts to say that this is important to you. Isn't that powerful? Just like the car. And your brain now filters out that information and separates it from everything else. Just like the car. The more that you think about it is the more that you start seeing it in the world. Let me tell you something as I wrap up here today. To make your dreams a reality, you have to put it in front of you. The picture of my car that I want to drive, which is a BMW i8, you will see me driving it. I guarantee you there's no doubt about it, right? It's already done. Once it's established in the spiritual, it has to become a reality, right? The picture of that car is riding every single day with me on the car seat that is next to me. I learned that from one of my mentors. It's very, very insanely successful, right? When I step into my Toyota, I do not see a Toyota. What do I see? A BMW i8. How was I to ever know I would sit in a McLaren? How was I to ever know I would sit in a Mustang? All of these things just happened. If I didn't start programming my mind, then it would not become my reality. Your dreams start in your mind. You have to program your mind so that it can become your reality. When I walk into my home, what do I see in my wall? All things are possible to them that believe. Love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I see a picture of the house I want. I see a picture of the car I want. I see all of the different things that I wish to achieve in life. You know why? Because I'm very, very intentional. I do not allow the world to program my mind. Rather, I program my mind with the things that I want. I leave you with that and I remind you, look at and listen to the things that you want to achieve and you want to become every single day. Why? Because what you think you become and you attract what you are. Think about it enough, you will become that. And then you will eventually attract it into your life. With that being said, thank you so much. It was definitely a pleasure to be here. I hope that brings some value to you guys.